welcome. My name is Stacy Chilashevsky, and on behalf of all of the staff at Riverside, I would like to welcome you to the moving on ceremony for our 5th grade class of 2021. You can give it. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I know I am not alone in feeling very grateful that we can all be together in person on this momentous day. And I know that under all of the masks of the parents and all of the masks of the students, everyone has big smiles on their faces. We hope that you, our guests, celebrate and cheer for our graduates as they receive their moving on certificates today. I also want to say a special thank you to Mr. Burke, principal of Unified Middle School, for coming and speaking to our graduates as well. To get us started with today's celebration, I would like to introduce Ms. Kristen Schenk, who will be leading our students in some choral selections. Welcome.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen Schenk, and I have had the honor of being our 5th graders music teacher for the past 2 years. This morning you're going to hear 2 selections that our 5th graders have chosen to help define their 5th grade experience and their moving on experience. You'll hear messages of hope and togetherness and a little bit of fun sprinkled in. So at this time, 5th graders, will you please stand up?
don't know me, I am Mrs. Nichols. What a year it has been. Each of you has experienced an academic year unlike any other. This year will be written and talked about for decades. You are the voices that will bring first-hand accounts to this time in our world's history. What will you say about your experiences? I cannot speak for you, but I can tell you what I saw. Although you, my kids, were faced with a school year that was at times isolated, ever-changing, and had many hurdles, you rose to the occasion. You participated however you could, helping each other navigate new ways of learning, helping me with new ways of teaching. And when the chance came to be together in school, enthusiastically embraced the opportunity to join each other in person. Each day we came together in morning meetings to make sure we stayed connected. We shared how we were feeling, what we were going through, and how we were managing remote school. We learned about each other as we played games, shared experiences, and told jokes. All of you took time to listen and support each other. During classes, when I was teaching, you would reach out to each other through Google Hangout or some other platform. You thought I didn't know, but really, who laughs at multiplying decimals? It was okay because you needed to connect with your peers. You needed to act like kids. We were able to meet in small groups, now called breakout rooms, and share ideas and help each other. You were there for friends and classmates. What more could we have asked for? As you head off to Princeton Unified Middle School, I know you will continue to look out for each other, even as you make new friends and your interests change. You have proved again and again this year that you care, that your friends matter, and that you value your access to education. You have grown socially, emotionally, and academically. My only wish is that I had more in-person time with you. You are an amazing group of individuals. I am sad to see you go, but know that you are ready for the next chapter. I look forward to hearing about all your adventures as you make your way through middle school and beyond. Mr. Burr, you are lucky indeed to be gaining such a thoughtful, considerate group of accomplished young people. To each of you, take time to enjoy what is offered to you each day. Do not rush the journey. Best of luck to all of you.
It is with great joy and pride that I speak with you about my students and our school year. I'm going to start by saying it was a very normal year for these young people. They practiced their instruments. They persevered through hard math problems and sometimes walked too loudly through Riverside's hallways. They challenged each other's soccer team alliances, taught each other origami, created silly animal names for one another, and negotiated with their teacher to keep reading their favorite read-aloud books. They had intense Gaga pit sessions right here on the playground. They made new friends, and they strengthened their bonds with old friends. There were, of course, some things that did make this year a bit unique. Our new friends got to know each other on Zoom, and we started creating a community before anyone even stepped inside a classroom. Your children dealt with changing schedules, technology breakdowns. In my class, we came up with a new word. We call it the glitchy computers. And even they dealt with difficult and scary news in our country and our world. They learned how to communicate with one another through masks and from 6 feet apart. They had to learn a great deal of new vocabulary very quickly. Asynchronous, hybrid, cohort, learning management system, single sign-on, and even periodical cicada. There were many, many adults to coordinate learning with. Mrs. Pierre, Miss Smisko, Miss Fight, and all of our teachers kept all of our kids on track very often with screen sharing and virtual whiteboards and many, many Canvas messages. You, my students, heard the word no a lot more than the adults wanted to say it. The adults in your life made a lot of changes. I'm very proud of you for accepting all of these changes with patience and understanding. Through it all, you have met every challenge with flexibility, resilience, and willingness to learn. You have supported each other, and you have supported me through difficult times. You have shown kindness and grace to your peers and your community. I was honored to be your teacher this year, and I wish you the best of luck as you continue your journey in middle school.
Good morning, I'm Mrs. Kelly. And I'm Miss Markowski. To our fifth graders, we are so proud of everything you have accomplished over the years, and we are so excited for your future.
Always remember to be the strong, confident, unique individuals that you are.
We know you will do amazing things at the middle school and beyond.
Congratulations, guys, on moving on up.
Welcome to all of our parents and other family members and friends. A special thanks before I begin to our wonderful teachers and assistants who have worked with and shepherded these fifth graders through these many years. So thank you all. So most of our discussions in preparation for what's happening right now centered on logistics. COVID protocols, social distancing, potential rain plans, how to live stream, tech needs, and cicadas. But then I realized just 2 days ago that I might need to figure out something meaningful to say, thinking I'll just weave together something fun and inspirational. But it's more difficult than that when trying to speak to a moment like this. As I struggled to develop a theme, I decided a good starting point would be to look at the speech that I delivered at my own high school graduation 32 years ago. But the existing copies are at my parents' house and they're at the beach. So with no available inspiration there, I said, let me reflect on what it was like for me as a fifth grader. But the memory that kept coming to mind was being sent to the principal's office because Chip Jones and I were racing in the hallway to music class to see who got to sit next to Carrie Curitan because we both had a crush on her. So then I thought I'd ask my older children about what they remember about fifth grade, and my son's response was, I remember taking my sister's phone without her knowing and taking it on a field trip, and you got really mad. So with all of that, I was back to square one until the other night I was reading a children's book about Helen Keller with one of our younger kids. And at the end of this book, at the end of this book, there's some additional quotes and context about Helen Keller's life. And one of her quotes reads, "Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood." So life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. And to me, that's the crux of what a day like this means. Reflecting on all that we have learned and thinking about how that prepares, inspires, and shapes our future. So, fifth graders, as you look back on your elementary school experiences, whether they be exclusively at Riverside or shared with other schools in far corners of the world, I hope that you have many wonderful memories to treasure. New friends made on the playground, field trips before COVID, class activities that made you really think and love learning, and fun school-wide activities like field day and science day. I also know that you've certainly experienced some challenging and difficult days, particularly with such disruption due to the pandemic for these last 15 months. And it is our hope that the lessons you've gleaned from those situations have helped you to grow in a positive way. Whether it was the feeling of not being included at the lunch table or anger from an over-competitive soccer game, that happened, or frustration with hours and hours of remote learning, those are the types of experiences that help us to grow. But only if we take those lessons learned and help them and use them to help us become better people in how we treat each other. Albert Einstein, famous Princeton resident, once said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow." And I know that all of our teachers and assistants join me in wishing that for each of you. We believe the most important lessons that you can take forth from Riverside relate to our upstander code of values: respect, responsibility, and empathy. When I was a senior in high school, my brother came home with his ear pierced and said to our father, "Dad, I'm so glad I finally had the courage to do this." My father, who was an ethics professor for 40 years, paused and then said, "David, I'm happy you feel good about your ear piercing, but remember that real courage is what we should save for the things that really matter in this world." We need you and your generation to think about being courageous, about being an upstander when you see people mistreated, and when you see an opportunity to do what's right. Near the end of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Dumbledore, you may remember, praises Neville Longbottom for having the courage to stand up for to his friends when he sensed they were not making safe and responsible choices. "There are all kinds of courage," said Dumbledore, smiling. "It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but it takes just as much to stand up to our friends." And then in the next book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Dumbledore notes, "It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." So my challenge to you fifth graders is this: what choices will you make today, tomorrow, next year, and beyond to make the world a better place? You have all brought so much joy to your families and to our Riverside community, and as you move forward into middle school, we celebrate your legacy here. We hope that the lessons you've learned during your time with us will serve you well as you spread your wings and soar to new adventures. We want for you to make each day your masterpiece as you embrace each day and each opportunity to love and to learn and grow. Laugh often, care for others, use your gifts to change the world, love much. Those are the things that really matter. And those are the lessons that make life exciting and worthwhile. We look forward to hearing about what life path you choose, whether you be a president, a firefighter, a doctor, a construction worker, a social worker, or perhaps a beloved teacher who spends decades at Riverside. Wherever life takes you, we hope you have a head full of magical dreams, a heart full of wonder, and hands that will shape the world. We're proud of you, and we will miss you.
Mrs. Nichols' class, stand to receive your certificate. Sophia Calleas. Hendrix Cherian. Kenny Schmiel. Jonathan Dubensky. Lena Gattai. Isabella Guzman. Annie Harmon. Sonia Keeney. Beza Kabir. Basic, go around the other. Go all the way to the end. Orla Kelly. Quentin McCann. Vincent Min. Rashawn Oja. Maxim Petrov. Bram Reynolds. Azusa Sato. Georgia Spurko Noto. Jane Tully. Marcus Valmay. Catherine Joe.
Javon Gray. Maylin Isler.
And I have Miles Rosito, who could not be here today, so I will take his certificate. But congratulations, Miles. I know you're watching today.
Mrs. Chilashevsky's class, please stand to receive your certificates.
Jose Almanzar.
Maxwell Barone. Tessa Boyle. Caesar Carrera. Avian Sepin Bailey.
Kevin Garcia.
Aiden Gollum. Aiden, come this way. Keep going, we'll find you. Yep, go to you. All right. Morgan Jones. Conrad Liphart. Kai Martin. Gavin McPartland. Daisy Pillow. Natalie Tian. Hanson Reynolds. Samuel Roman. Eli Salgonic. Brian Sapong. Celine Schoenberg. Dylan Unkert. Leo Wong. Rosemary Warren. Lucas Zhao.
Sylvan Williams. Armand Yilmaz.
Let's give a big round of applause for our graduates.
Will the entire 5th grade class please stand? Mr. Graham, it is with pleasure that I turn over to you the Riverside class of 2021. Please enjoy them, get to know them, and honor them. We will miss them.
Hello, everyone. You can have a seat. Thanks for inviting me. If I could have your eyes this way for a couple of minutes, it's nice to see you. Look at all this. Look at how many people are together for you today. Think about where we were a year ago. What a difference a year makes. Today, we're all here celebrating, and you all just reminded me with that wonderful song. You guys do it better than the radio, but it's important to have those high, high hopes, right? Those high, high hopes for, you're not gonna make me sing, right? It's important to have those high, high hopes for a minute. I heard your teacher talk about instruments, math problems, origami, soccer, gaga pits, schedules, glitchy computers, and I'm here to assure you that if you're nervous about coming to the middle school, don't worry. We have all of those things as well. So you know what you're stepping into already, but most important is what my friend Ms. Tuloszewski said next, is that you handled all of these things with kindness and grace. Kindness and grace. So I'm going to tell you a little story, something that happened to me on Saturday. And there's an animal that I'm thinking of that has a shell. And no, it is not a cicada. It's a turtle. See, you guys are already reading my mind. Look how prepared you are to come up. So now we're going to play a little word association game. Okay, I want you to think right now, not with your lips, think in your head. The question is going to be, what is the first word that comes to mind if you heard the word, don't shout it out yet, think it in your mind. If you heard the word turtle, what's the first word that would pop into your head? Let's see some hands. The guy in red in the back row, yep. A shell. Good. That was magic number one. Was a shell on here. It's like we're playing Family Feud now. Give me the second one. Yeah. Yep. Good. Tortoise in the hare and slow. So if this was Family Feud, they hit the feud. They hit the top two choices on the board. Pretty good, right? Turtles have a shell. You guys got it. Well done. Last Saturday, I was driving in my car. And I was riding down the road, and coming the other direction was a motorcycle. And he went like this to me, which meant in my mind that he wanted me to slow down. And so I slowed and I looked to my left, and there in the road was a turtle. And we know that turtles have shells and they're protected, but we also know that roads are dangerous places for turtles. And this gentleman actually slowed me down to make sure that the turtle was okay. But then he did the next thing. He actually stopped his motorcycle and he put it in the way of the turtle so that the turtle could safely cross the road without any fear of the traffic. And he waited until he got to the other side. So here's the takeaway, because I've already heard from Ms. Tuloszewski and Ms. Nichols that you're experts at kindness and grace. So the first thing is, the beauty of a turtle is that he has a shell, and he actually grows with that shell. Your parents, your wonderful families have helped build you with those supports, with that protection that you need to take the next step to the middle school. And so I want to thank your families right now. They probably helped you this year. Can you give a hand to your families? Because my bet is they helped you through this crazy year. We also know from my friend Georgia back here that turtles are not necessarily fast. They tend to move a little more slowly. So this is what I also want you to think about today. Everybody who's transitioning to the middle school is going to do so at their own pace. Some people are going to be really quick, they're going to join everything, and they're going to just think everything is magnificent, and that's wonderful. And some people are going to need an extra minute. Some people are going to take a little more time to get comfortable with the situation. And the reminder here is to make sure you wait for everybody and you pull people along and make sure that you give them space if you can and bring them to the other side. And that's kind of going back to the car and the motorcycle that I met last week. There's one more group of people that I would like to just make sure that you thank, and that is the really amazing teachers at Riverside School. So if you all would stand for me if you can, and let's give our teachers a standing ovation. I always feel so welcome here, and the teachers of Riverside, and Mr. Shelley, you make this such a beautiful school, and thank you for having me. Best wishes to all of you. I can't wait to have you at the middle school. Remember to be kind, remember to give grace where you can, and let's remember to work hard and be our best selves. Thanks very much. Have a great day.
nice to have the cicadas here for your enjoyment. That was so special. You have to wait 17 more years for this. Our moving on ceremony has concluded. We would like to take a moment to recognize everyone who has made this day possible. The families who have been with their children every step of the way. The teachers, principal, and support staff who have worked tirelessly to make sure each child has had what he, she, they needed to succeed. And to everyone else who has been part of the Riverside community that made sure our students were and are the center of all we do. Mr. Burr, we thank you for coming to receive the upcoming 6th graders. We put in your care this wonderful group of students who we know will make you proud. As we conclude, the students will make their way to the other end of the playground, where they will be able to pick up their t-shirt and yearbook, have their picture taken with River Bear over by the climbing equipment, and also the teachers if they so choose. There are also lawn placards saying that you are a Riverside graduate, and it would be best if the parents picked those up at that table because they have metal stakes that go in the ground, and we don't want any tragedies on our moving on ceremony. Once the students have exited, you can meet your child at the far end of the blacktop. Please remember, if you are planning to take your child home with you, you must go to the front office to sign them out. The office will call the students down to meet you. Thank you all for being here with us on this very special day.
No, it wasn't.
Anytime someone